All right, guys, welcome back to another whiteboard talk. This week, I got a question in my DMs about plateaus. And so I thought it would be good for us to go through what is a plateau, how do we address it, why do they happen? All right, now, a plateau is something that we have to be able to anticipate and we have to work through. It's kind of part of the process, right? As you are subjecting your body to all of these stimuli, things like your caloric intake, your training stimulus, your cardio, your body is going to adapt to those stimulus, okay? Because remember, your body loves homeostasis. It does not want to change. So it will adapt to those things, creating that stimulus no longer effective. What do we have to do? We have to add to that stimulus. So we have to adapt and stay ahead of the body and give the body a reason to change, okay? So some key points to consider right now, all right, is number one, an unhealthy body will not do what we want it to do. It will not listen very effectively. And that means that we need to make sure that your sleep, your digestion, your recovery, and your stress are all well managed. If you're not sleeping well, you are not going to progress. If your digestion is off and you're eating things that don't agree with your stomach, and you're always feeling bloated or sick, we are not going to progress. You're not utilizing nutrients properly. If you are too stressed out or have high cortisol all the time, you are not going to progress. And if you are not recovering properly, you are not going to progress. Remember that your body doesn't grow in the gym, it grows at home. What did I think Arnold used to say, go home and grow? There's a lot of truth to that, okay? So we need to ensure that health is optimized. We also need to ensure that performance is optimized. That and health and performance go very hand in hand, but health always comes before performance, okay? So remember, your body loves homeostasis. It does not want to change. We have to give it a reason to change. Your training has to be very hard, very intense, and performed with a lot of intent in order to give your body a reason to adapt to it, a reason to change. Now, creating that extra stimulus does not mean just throwing a bunch of weight on the bar or on the leg press. We talked about this in our last post about how adding 10 pounds to a shitty squat will not help you progress, but doing a much better squat at the same weight with better intent, better execution will help you progress. So we want to ensure not only that our performance is optimized, but also that we are optimizing intent, we are performing exercises properly with proper execution, and that intensity is high enough to force growth, right? Because your body kind of is a little bit of black and white when it comes to wanting to change. We need to make the body think that if it doesn't change, it's going to die, right? So enough intensity, enough intent, proper stimulus will force the adaptation that we want, okay? It's not just about more weight, more reps. It's about better execution, better reps, better intent, all right? Some other factors to consider that are not in the same realm, calories. Are you eating enough to create a stimulus for growth? Or are you eating little enough to be in a deficit to stimulate a fat loss phase? How is your macronutrient distribution? Are you eating enough protein to fuel your recovery? Are you eating enough carbohydrates to fuel performance? Make sure that you're eating enough. This is something that I've seen a lot recently in my clients who we have optimized their macronutrient profile for those who are new to tracking macros, and they see their performance absolutely take off, lifting more weight than they ever have, recovering better than they ever have, sleeping better than they ever have. You see where I'm going with this? All comes back to overall health, right? And then lastly is cardio. Are you doing too much cardio? If you're trying to grow, if you're trying to build muscle, doing too much cardio is counterproductive. That's going to mess with your energy balance, right? If you're in a deficit, are you doing too much cardio again, right? You can be doing too much cardio, you can be doing too little cardio, okay? So all of these factors we want to take into consideration to identify which variable is the cause of your plateau. Once we get all our ducks in a row, we can identify what that is, and we can create a new stimulus that is enough for your body to force growth, force progress, force an adaptation. If you guys have any questions, or if you want to share what your plateau currently is or what you're struggling with in the comments, I very much am encouraging conversation in this post. If you'd rather reach out to me and DM me a private message, of course, I love talking to you guys. I got a lot of you reaching out to me with questions and with ideas for new posts, and I love it. So keep them coming. If you have any questions, again, send me a message, send me ideas for new posts. You guys know the drill. I'll see you next time.